Hello YouTube, it's Ian here with Hobbies Man once again, and today we're going to be looking at the new Shonen Jump title, Ichigoki's Under Control, written by Seiji Hayashi. Apparently this mangaka has done something else on the Manga Plus app called I'm From Japan, which is some sort of tourist trap-like type of manga. I do have it saved or favorited since it is free on the app, but I haven't read it yet. And you can definitely see this style, be the same. If you've seen the cover page for that series, it's more or less the same. And I do like the art style, but I do feel it kind of feels old school, if that makes sense. It reminds me a lot of Yu Yu Hakusho, but with a little bit more modern kind of sensibilities to it. Like there's more direct outlines and more clear like delineation between the features of the characters, which Yu Yu Hakusho kind of left a little bit more ambiguous sometimes, if that makes sense. Like their hair was a little bit different. This is more in line with like Horikoshi style hair and stuff like that. Well, kind of, I guess, I don't know. And it's a really weird series. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. There really isn't too much I can say about it that is like particularly positive. There's also not really much I can say about it that's negative. It does feel a little bit more interesting and maybe more engaging than some of the other works that have been coming out. Like Cypher Academy didn't really work for me, even though I did find it interesting. I just don't find myself looking forward to reading more of it. Was the one that was before that? Let me double check here. The Ichinose family. I think I stopped reading it after the first chapter, so I think that one didn't really appeal to me all that much either. And Glinka and Guna and, those series didn't really work for me either. And I think that this one doesn't either, but it kind of sucks. I do want to follow another recent Shonen Jump series, but, I kind of stopped doing it because it's kind of annoying to read them one by one. I kind of let them build up before I keep reading them, which is why I haven't actually been reading Akane Banashi, even though I really like that series. So, yeah, anyway, back to Ichigoki's Under Control. Basically, there's this little girl and this little boy, and they're friends, and she happens to be a crazy scientist type character. And they stop being friends because, they grow up older, and so you stop being friends with some people that you were friends with when you were a kid. Eventually, right before high school begins, she comes back to meet the boy, Ichigoki. And her name's Misao, by the way, Chisaki. She shows up, and it turns out that she's a little tiny sprite. And she's like, I fucked up. I was trying to do some Alice in Wonderland type shit, made some medicine to make me small, and now I'm stuck like this, and I don't have the tools or the necessary materials to make myself large pills. So I need you to take care of me while I get my hands on those resources. He says, okay. And then they decide to go to the zoo. Once they're at the zoo, this crazy gorilla attacks and actually basically mauls Ichigoki to death. And so Misao rebuilds him. And so he basically ends up with this like Terminator body. And she's like, you're a mecha right now. I'm piloting you. And I need to stay inside you and make sure that you work consistently until I can make you a fully autonomized, or what's it called? Yeah. Autonomous, android. And so he's like, well, I don't like this, but okay. And so they decide to go to high school together as one person. And well, it's really odd. It's more or less a comedy manga, but I don't think that the comedy really works for me. And I also don't find the characters all that appealing or interesting. The Kai Ichigoki is a pretty generic, Bishonen character. And Misao is really smart, but also really fucking stupid. And that isn't really balanced. Like usually when a character is really smart, they're dumb socially, but she's both immensely intelligent and immensely dumb at the same time in the same ways. And so it's really annoying. Like the only character that I can think of that really balances that out is like Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb. And she doesn't really do that because it's supposed to be this like ditzy airhead girl, but she's also like a super scientist, and it doesn't really work for me. And so I don't really find the comedy enjoyable. I also don't really find The gag's enjoyable. There's this one where he has an ass rocket. And so it's really weird. It's not really funny. I don't really enjoy it. But also, I was kind of riveted by the idea. I think the concept is awesome. I just think the execution is pretty fucking bad because I don't like the characters. So, yeah, I didn't really want it to be this negative, but I really, I think thinking about it, it is a pretty negative outlook that I have on this. Like, I might read another chapter or two, but overall, it's not very good. It feels like it's trying to be, you know, like some sort of One Punch Man type thing with like a different like comedy angle, but it's not really landing. So I don't know. I also don't know if it's supposed to be a slice of life comedy with like science elements, or if it's supposed to be an action series with comedy elements or comedy with action elements. Like I really can't discern what it's trying to be. And it mostly just feels like a really badly thought out gag manga. And I'm not really looking forward to reading more of it. So that's all there is to it. I really didn't want to come off as negative as I did, but well, it is what it is. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know your thought. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys.